Good morning, boys and girls. This is start number 3 on this video. Evidently, the storage gods are not shining upon me this morning. This storage space thing is frustrating, to say the least. I sat here and ran a little over 10 minutes of what I thought was pretty good video. And what I got for it was nothing, because the storage was full. So it cut the camera off and I can't save it and edit it in. So let's start again, shall we? Try number 3. What was I? Oh, try number 3. Yesterday I had a rare opportunity. I know I'm retired now, so I don't have to go to work every day. But I had a rare opportunity yesterday, which was time to go do something that I really wanted to do. There's a whole bunch of stuff around here that has to be done all the time. I'm way behind on a gazillion things from working so much in the past that I have a long, long list of things to take care of here at home. And I need to do it. But yesterday, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of time. Everything can wait just for a little bit, half a day. So I took off. Anyway, I took off through Baton Rouge. And what I did, when I got to Acadian, you've been down the interstate to Acadian before. I had an appointment in Baton Rouge a few weeks ago. And I filmed, recorded down to Acadian. So I went past Acadian and I went over to what they call the new bridge, the Mississippi River Bridge in Baton Rouge. And my plan was go over the bridge and then hit the pause button, come down the other side and go under it and get some footage from underneath the bridge. The idea being, this is a massive structure. This thing is huge. You get up close to it, it's a lot bigger than what it looks like when you're riding down the interstate. So I'm cruising down the interstate. I'm holding my phone up while I'm driving, which, you know, riding down Alligator Bayou Road, that wasn't that bad. 3 or 4 lanes of high-speed traffic in Baton Rouge where everybody's swapping lanes and hitting their brakes, and was a little different. I don't like doing that. And I did the best I could to get the footage I could, and we got up over the bridge and hit the pause button, went down underneath, and got all underneath there, looking around, talking kind of thing, which I'm surprised I was able to do because there's plants right there. And plants don't like people with cameras, okay? By the way, there's a plant in Roseland, Louisiana that exploded a couple of days ago. I don't know what the status of it is right at the moment, but there was a pretty serious explosion there. No one injured, thank God. Yeah, it's as far as I know, it's still burning. Anyway, so after I got done at the bridge, my plan was to go ahead and come home. But I thought to myself, you know what? I ought to run down to Plaquemine just for fun. Plaquemine's a little river, a little ways south of Baton Rouge on the west side, on the west bank. And the architecture there is fantastic. So I did the hold the camera thing while I'm driving again, and went through Plaquemine, made a U-turn, came back up the other direction, and I remembered that there's the locks at Plaquemine are there, the old locks, and the old locks at one time connected the bayou that's there, which I don't know what the name of that bayou is. It may be called Bayou Plaquemine. I don't know. But it connected that bayou to the Mississippi River. So it was a pretty important set of locks. And I don't know how old they are, but they're old. They haven't been used in a long, long time. But they're there. The structure is still there. Half of it's filled in with dirt to keep the Mississippi from coming in. So I went over there and I pulled up in the parking lot and got out of the truck and turned the camera on and went for a walk around. And it was hot yesterday, but there was enough of a breeze coming across the river, keep the air moving, so it wasn't that terribly uncomfortable. And then I moved the truck in the parking lot to a different spot and walked up and sat on top of the levee on the Mississippi, which was very, very pleasant. The breeze coming off of the river was just perfect to keep the air moving, so you didn't feel like you were just sitting there getting roasted under a heat lamp. There was ships going up and down the river, barges and ships, and I kind of sat there and took about 10, 12 minutes of video, and just talked about stuff and looked at it, and it was really, really nice. It was really nice. So I came back home and I did the sync in on the phone, and I downloaded the videos, and of course I preview these videos a lot before I publish them. I don't want to put anything out there I shouldn't put. And I do have a quality standard. And these videos came out horribly. The audio had too much background noise. The video was so blurry that you couldn't you couldn't read the road signs, you know, and that's half the fun of driving through a town is reading the road signs. Everything was blurry. Going across the bridge, going down. Even when I got out of the truck, I used the pause button for poor man's editing, which actually worked out pretty well. Except there's no fade out, you know, and then fade back in. When the scenes change, it's just blink. There it is. But it's better than nothing. So anyway, so I got up underneath the bridge and took video up there, and I decided to go on down to Plaquemine and sat on the levee and came home and looked at the stuff, and it was horrible. It was just horrible. Sitting on the levee, which was the best part of it, I used the zoom on the camera. It's got a 2x zoom, and when I did that, it's like it zoomed out the microphone twice as far from me. Hang on. It was funny because it lost half the quality of video, and then all you heard was wind noise, so I deleted it all. It was kind of a bummer. Very, very disappointing. It was basically 3 or 4 hours worth of work that was for nothing. So I'm going to make some changes and try to do it again and see what happens. We'll see how it goes, but sitting on the levee on the Mississippi was nice. It really was. It was comfortable, and it was picturesque. And the park that's there at the old locks there is real, real nice. Very well kept. There wasn't a soul there but me. It was pretty cool. So I'm gonna have to fix that situation and get that going for you again. Hopefully in a couple of days I'll be able to do it. Now that I'm into this for 8.5 minutes, I'm going to get to what I actually sat down to do the video about. I've had some people in the comment section say, why don't you talk about some of that stuff that's on your walls, which I have a little bit. But today I had one request specifically, and that's been to talk about that right there, which is my plaque for being president of Red Stick Kiwanis, or Kiwanis of Red Stick, actually. So I'll talk a little bit about my tenure with, this is going to run into 2 parts. Talk about my tenure with Kiwanis, just for the fun of it. So my company, my business was doing pretty well. And I was very proud of it. And I kind of felt, I had a couple bucks in my pocket, and I kind of felt as though I was extremely grateful for the success that I had. And I had thoughts in my mind of, and I hate this cliche, I can't stand it, giving back. I think it's stupid. But I had thoughts of what could I do to give back to the community that has done so much, or I felt had done so much for me. So I was over at a woman's house one day, and if you're a Kiwani, I'm only going to say her first name because I don't have permission to talk about her at all. I don't have permission to talk about Kiwanis. I'm just hoping Kiwanis doesn't mind I talk about him. So we'll see how it goes, but I don't have permission to mention her name. But if you're in Kiwanis, you know her, and you'll know her just by her first name. And her first name is Laura, and she's from Baton Rouge. You know her? Anyhow, I was at her house doing some work, and she said to me, Don, you might want to get involved with Kiwanis. Not only will it be good for business contacts for your business, but it'll give you an opportunity to contribute to the society that's done well for you. Now, I had never discussed that. I never discussed my thoughts of giving back with any customer. I had never discussed it with anybody at all. It was just a thought that I had. It was kind of it was a responsibility that I felt, I guess. All right, we're going to have to break this right here. It's getting to 11 and some minutes. Okay, this is Don with Adventures of the Baroque and Retired. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here along with my friend Elmer the Reckless Remote. We certainly do appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that kind of good stuff. Sit tight. We're going to do part 2 of this in just a minute. How many clicks, Elmer? How many clicks?